Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing Coheed Cambria's Good Apollo on Burning Star 4, Part 1 from Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. So I'm going to be doing the 2005 version. This is the version, the graphic novel that came out with the album in 2005. And I know it's been redone in 2017. I also have those comics. I'll do a Part 2, the 2017 version, later. But I just kind of want to get this one out of the way. I really like this graphic novel because it was illustrated really well. It's done by Christopher Shy. If you don't know about him, you should look him up. He's a great artist. It's just a really unique way to illustrate a comic book. I've never seen it done that way. So yeah, definitely check out his art. I don't think you can buy this anywhere. I bought this when I went and saw them, Coheed Cambria, for the first time in, I think, 2012 or something like that. But unless you want to pay like $200 on eBay, I don't think they're available anymore. But that is why I'm going to be showing you some of the artwork in it, and I'm just going to be telling you the story that's in it. So the story is only the first part of Good Apollo Burning Star 4, the album. So it's only the first few songs, and then when they redid it in 2017, it continues the story. In this part, we are introduced to the writer, which his name is Ryder, but we don't really find out until later that his name is Ryder. Kind of a play on the word writer, obviously. So anyway, so it's this strange dichotomy between the writer and Claudio. So the writer is slowly losing his mind, so that causes him to kind of derail the entire Amory Wars story. So we're introduced to him in the beginning. We get a sense of kind of where he's at in his mental state. And then we go to Claudio. He's just awakened on the Grail Arbor, but he's been plagued by nightmares recently, and that has to do with the writer losing his mind a little bit, and losing touch between the real world and his fantasy world. So Claudio, in the story, he has dreams about the souls of the Keywork, and they are suffering, trying to get free. They're kind of attacking him in his nightmares to try and get free. And the only way to free these suffering souls that are a part of the Keywork would be obviously to destroy the Keywork and destroy all of the worlds. So in the last one, in Keeping Secrets, Claudio finally accepts his destiny as the Crowing, but in this version, he kind of goes backwards a little bit to not wanting to be the Crowing, not wanting to accept the responsibility, and not believing that he can actually do it. We then go to Ryder in the real world, and he is pining over his ex-girlfriend, Erica Court. And we find out that she ended up cheating on him, and this is what has led him to end up in that spiral into madness. So at this time, Ryder's fantasizing about murdering Erica Court by poisoning her, and a number of other ways, strangling her and burying her alive. So that's where we get the song Welcome Home, if you didn't already know. And yeah, Ryder is definitely losing his grip on reality. His 10-speed bike gets stolen, so then he goes to try and find it. So then we flip back to Claudio, still being plagued by nightmares, but then on the Grail Arbor, you know, there's Ambelina's there, as well as Inferno, Chase, and Sizer, and they find an opportunity to get to Omega to try and defeat Ryan. So they decide to take the opportunity, even though it could be a trap, and probably is a trap. Then we flip back to Ryder in the real world. He's looking for his 10-speed bike, and he kind of ends up at his ex-girlfriend's house, but it's also at the same time Nuo from the story's house, so he's getting kind of confused, obviously, between what is real and what is fiction. He then hallucinates that his 10-speed bike is this demon god, and it's kind of a blaze in the comics. There's really great artwork, but this demon god that is 10-speed, he calls him 10-speed because obviously it's a 10-speed bike. He has this hallucination about this 10-speed bike telling him that instead of murdering Erica in real life, then he should just murder Ambelina in the story, and that will make him be more at peace and feel better. And exact the same kind of justice, since he can't really tell the difference between the two worlds. It'll be almost the same. We then flip back to Claudio and the Grail Arbor, and they're entering Omega, and then Mayo detects that their ship is entering, so he then readies his troops and his jackhammers to try and shoot the Grail Arbor down. So the Grail Arbor gets shot, and the crew decides to abandon ship onto the planet. So then at this point, Inferno decides to kind of sacrifice himself to save his children, Sizer and Chase. So one of the things I kind of left out from In Keeping Secrets is that Chase and Sizer, all they ever want in life is for Inferno to admit that he's their father and to say that he loves them and he's proud of them. So At the end, Inferno sacrifices himself. He knows if he goes one-on-one against Mayo, he's definitely going to lose. But he does that to save his kids, and then he tells them he loves them at the very end, before he goes and fights Mayo. And then Sizer and Chase take off, and they go and wreak some havoc on the Red Army like they always do. We then have Claudio and Ambelina run into an Ostentine priest. They get in a fight. Ambelina is mortally wounded, and they also come upon this thing called the Willing Well. So the Willing Well is this mirror-shaped thing, and it's kind of a portal in between the two worlds. So it links the two worlds, the real world and the Amory Wars universe worlds. So then we have Ryder, who decides to come through the Willing Well portal into the Amory Wars universe to make sure that Ambelina dies and to make sure that Claudio is set on the right path to destroy the worlds. So then Ryder comes through the portal of the Willing Well. He tells Claudio that he is the Crowing, that he needs to burn Star 4, and that Ambelina is going to die, and that Ryder himself is God of this universe. So Claudio really has no say over what's going to happen. So at this point, Ambelina is kind of dying. She's been wounded pretty bad, and as Ryder leaves, Claudio kind of holds her in her arms, and they both kind of profess their love to each other. So at this point, when the book ends, you're not really sure whether or not Ambelina is going to live. It doesn't look like she is. And then Ryder rides off on his 10-speed bike, of course. So that's where that one ends. Yeah, I'll do the 2017 version, which sheds more light on the story and continues it. I'm not sure why he wanted to remake the first beginning, maybe because it was so ambiguous, so a lot of people can kind of derive different meanings from this. So I think he probably just wanted to set it more in stone, make it more clear, and then also continue the story as well. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching.